Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. While music is basically an integral part of national life here in Jamaica, being the home of reggae and the home of arguably Caribbean's biggest music festival, Reggae Sumfest, one could argue without fear of contradiction that music is in the island's DNA. However, while music lovers are known to travel thousands of miles across the globe to feast on our great reggae music, the local authorities seem not to understand how to handle this golden goose, which clearly has the potential to lay for us more than golden eggs, in terms of significant financial spin-offs. One would have hoped that when former United States President Barack Obama visited Jamaica in 2015 and made the Bob Marley Museum his first stop, the authorities would have recognized the power of not only Marley but of the music. However, instead of trying to find creative ways to expand the power of the music by creating entertainment zones, they are instead seeking to suppress the music with things such as the controversial Noise Abatement Act. Despite using music as one of its advertising tools, the small promoters in resort towns like Montego Bay and Negril are under constant threat from the police, as without designated entertainment zones, they are left at the mercy of the police and the Noise Abatement Act. It should be noted that the promoters of major events have no such problems, as their friends in high places have found creative ways for them to get around the Noise Abatement Act. In fact, while events like Reggae Sumfest and Dream Weekend can go all night to daylight, events such as Popcorns and Ruly Fest will always be under threat from the police. In fact, the hypocrisy of the act was shown up during Popcorn's 2024 staging of Unruly Fest, when he had to openly challenge the police officers who came to shut down the event, stating that the law was not being utilized fairly as the promoters of major events were not being treated the same way. Popcorn's militancy evoked memory of a similar incident in Negril in 2009 when promoter Cubba took much the same stance when the police came to shut down his Bob Marley birthday bash at 2 a.m. with Bunny Wailer on stage and thousands of tourists inside the venue. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be revisiting that Negril situation from a story I wrote for The Gleaner, which was published on March 22, 2009 under the headline of Hypocrisy and the Noise Abatement Act. The story read as follows. The seemingly selective application of the Noise Abatement Act, which sees some promoters facing rigorous enforcement while others are allowed to operate with impunity, is becoming a source of increasing concern in the entertainment industry. 3 weeks ago, Negril-based promoter Cubba, who is also chairman of the Negril Entertainment Committee, was hauled before the Savannah Lamar Residence Magistrates Court and fined $50,000 because the Bob Marley birthday bash, which he staged at his MX3 lawn, contravened the Noise Abatement Act. When the police arrived at the venue at 2 a.m., reggae legend Bunny Wailer was on stage as the patrons, especially the large number of tourists, were having a fine time. Faced with the choice between complying with the police's order to stop the show right now or to proceed and break the law, Pringle chose the latter. I just could not see myself stopping the show and turning out the visitors who had travelled from all over the world to come here for their vacation, said Pringle. I really didn't like the idea of disobeying the police, but I felt I had no choice because of the situation. To make a mockery of Pringle's situation at MX3 Lawn, on March 14, Negril played host to the annual Miami-New York link-up cruise Spring Break 2009 at Long Bay Beach Park. Despite being located on the hotel belt and having several police officers, including some who were providing security on the location, the show went unimpeded until 5:30 a.m. Although they tried to stop my show and then allow this one to continue uninterrupted, I can't say I am unhappy, said Pringle. In fact, I am happy for the promoter and I hope that come next year the authorities will show me the same kind of love. However, for top promoter Royal King of Western Consciousness, who was strongly reprimanded and fined $60,000 in the Savannah Lamar RM court when he breached the Noise Abatement Act 6 years ago, the whole situation smacks of serious inconsistency, if not hypocrisy. The law is the law and it is wrong to treat one promoter differently from another, said King. If the cutoff time is 2 a.m. for one promoter, it should be the same for all promoters. The law cannot be biased against some people. That is hypocrisy. When confronted about the inconsistency, a senior police officer told the Gleaner the following: as far as I know, it should be one law for all. But what you probably need to do is to find out from those granting permission why this inconsistency exists, the policeman said. Sometimes they get permission from as far away as Kingston. With many promoters in Western Jamaica raising concerns about the treatment of their events as it relates to the Noise Abatement Act, which stipulate that all events should be at 2 a.m. Many said that they would be waiting to see what action will be taken when it comes to Reggae Sumfest. However, it was subsequently learned that Reggae Sumfest and the Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival had been given a special tourism designation which allowed them to go beyond the 2 a.m. cutoff time. According to a statement from the Ministry of Entertainment and Culture, organizers of Reggae Sumfest made out a special case to government and they got a special exemption. However, many persons are affixing a class tag to the exemption that was granted to Sumfest. I just straight arms house thing them a go on with, said Anna K. Smith, a regular Westmoreland stage show fan. As far as I see, it's okay for those who are friends in high places to stage all-night events, but it is not so for the ordinary man. That is why some people have no regard for the law. How can you have a law that is selective? People won't take it seriously. Promoter King will be staging the 21st renewal of Western Consciousness on April 25, a shifted venue from the perennial Land Isle Cultural Center in Savannah, where he got into problems with the police, to the remote Paradise Park on the outskirts of the town. Where I am now at Paradise Park, the only living thing I can disturb are the cows and the nearby pasture, said King. So I am hoping I won't have any problems. Since the 2009 incident on MX3, promoter Clive Cubba Pringle has passed on, but the issues surrounding the Noise Abatement Act remains the same, as well as the continuous absence of entertainment zones. However, as the noise abatement issue continues to fester, one cannot forget that night at MX3 when Pringle stood up for reggae music, Bunny Wailer, and the thousands of tourists who came to enjoy our music, which makes it one of those unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.